Oh, okay. Started a little bit early. I'm still getting used to the Zoom. Hold on a sec. Let me get you guys the shareable link to post it on the group. Started a little bit early. There we go. I don't want any feedback either. Just give me a sec to get myself going here. Let me go back here. Where did I put? Edit post. So I'm posting the YouTube shareable link directly in the same message. There we go. Dans le même message que j'ai mis sur le groupe Facebook. Here we go. Perfect. And I'm going to pin it pour que tout le monde le voit au tout début in the featured section. So if anybody wants to join in on the YouTube chat sur le clavardage de YouTube, vous pouvez juste juste en allant sur le message lui-même, puis tu vas voir que dans la description, the description of the message, click see more, and then just click on the window, the YouTube window. That's the link to watch the live feed directly from Zoom and be able to comment. And in the meantime, I'm going to, where is my, I don't need this window here. I am going to actually refresh this. I'm just checking out Messenger. Okay. Bonsoir à tous. Good evening, all. Welcome to another episode of Photography with AJ. Photographie avec AJ. Un autre épisode. C'est notre dernier vendredi du mois. It's our last Friday of the month. So this is exactly the Friday that I usually do the photo review. I'm just going to put myself here. That's good. That's all good. I am using Zoom as I want to. I don't have any guests tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see how tonight's going to go. Um, I had a really nice week this week, in the sense that I had my first photo walk session in large format with an old buddy of mine from my old photo club, Arimac, which is the St. Lambert Photo Club, and it's camera spelled backwards, which comes to Arimac. André Lafort, who himself owns an 8x10 that he shoots both 8x10 and 5x7 film sheets. We had a wonderful day. On a eu tellement une belle journée mercredi. On avait été à la parc national de la Yamaska, euh, qui est un parc CEPAC. Et puis, on a marché, je crois, si je me rappelle bien, on a marché, je pense, que c'était presque 7 kilomètres, 6 kilomètres et demi, 7 kilomètres. Um, et puis, it was really, 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 really nice. Puis, André, again, j'apprécie beaucoup le temps que tu as passé avec moi. C'était vraiment différent de faire la grand format avec quelqu'un d'autre qui fait du grand format. Et puis, j'ai tellement hâte de faire une autre session de photographie comme ça. Puis, même cette année, peut-être partir ma groupe de Facebook que j'ai créé pour le grand format Montréal and do something with, again, with Andre, with a couple of other members of the group, followers also, and friends. Louis Charles, Gaétan, Louis Charles, I think is Bourgeois. Um, Gaétan Cormier, Sébastien Paquin. And I know I'm missing somebody, but I know there's somebody else in the group too. Maybe we could get Jess Hobbs to take out her 4x5 and on a passé un bon. On a commencé, je crois, à faire la photographie. Um, it must have been around midi et demi, 1 heure. Puis on a terminé vers 4 heures. Euh, et puis dans la forêt, moi, qu'est-ce que j'ai fait, c'est que je voulais absolument partir ma, ma projet de 4x5 dry plate with zebra plates from Lost Light Art in, I think it's Slovenia. And I really wanted to get that started. So um, I had 2 plates with me. I had 4 plates. I only shot 2. One, which was a 2 fallen trees in the forest, and Andre also shot. He shot 5x7, and I believe it was also fallen trees. Just going through memory here, and we ended finishing the day by doing each other's portraits. I did Andre's in glass plate, and he did mine in 8x10, which is going to be really interesting to see how it comes out. I still have to develop my plates, which I'll probably be posting up later on next week. And just to say though, it was a very different um, it was a very different day in the sense that the two of us were basically had the same not the same things in mind, but the same process in mind. I usually do my large plate with a lot of digital photographers around me, a lot of 35 millimeter photographers around me, um, or some 120 photographers, and to have somebody else who has to take the same amount of time to set up. We go back and forth on our cameras to check the focus, to check the movements, make sure that the camera's precise the way that we want. And sometimes, it happened that we lost the light while we were setting up our cameras, and that at that point we had to forfeit the image, um, and go move on to something else. But having somebody else there with me, in the same mindset as actually I found I enjoyed it a lot more as a day, in the sense that I wasn't holding anybody up, because a lot of times when I go with digital shooters, um, they shoot, uh, I wouldn't say run and gun, but they shoot many more images much faster. Um, while we really took the day, and we knew we weren't going to come back with, like, you know, I mean, I had 4 plates with me. I had, film wise, I must have had maybe 10 or 12 sheets of film. But I really went out to go and do the glass plate. And I had that in mind, and Andre was really patient, and he even, helped me with some of the, I would say, calculations of the exposure or whatever, the adjustments of the exposure. It made for a really, really, really interesting day, different than what I'm used to normally. Let me just check and see that the no, I want the other one. Just let me check to make sure that everything's working here on the stream. See if anybody has left anything here for chat. Let me see. Um, we'll be getting to the Facebook group in just a moment, everybody. I had to mention that. Oh, there we go. There's Uncle Bob. We got Uncle Bob in the chat. Hi, Tsi. Hi, Zio. Glad you could make it. Um, I also took a couple of images of Andre with his camera while he was setting up, and he took a couple of I think yeah, he took a couple of me too. Um, but it was a different because it's a different type of photography and a different type of processing. It made for a very, very interesting day, and we had such beautiful, beautiful weather. I think at one point it was like 2 or 3 degrees, and we were like really, really in the middle of the forest. And the park. Faut dire que la parc était vraiment, vraiment euh, beau, propre. Um, tu sais, les sentiers étaient vraiment bien définis. We ended up following. We went off trail and ended up taking one of the les raquettes, the snowshoe trails, which brought us really kind of not, I wouldn't say deep into the forest, but into the trees, into the tree line, so to find something interesting enough to photograph. Hopefully, it was the first. Evidently, it was the first time, and first time with Andre too. I didn't really want to start. I think, I think I did post a I Instagram reel uh on the day that we did the shooting, and at one point or other I will do a series of I guess short documentaries with the process of glass plate. um as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to record um the first two development of these two plates here in the dark room, because the beautiful thing about it is that it's all done under red light, under safe light. So I'll be able to do a little video here with my webcam while I'm processing the plates. So that I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, it is the end of the month. C'est la fin du mois, le mois de février 2024. So notre deuxième session de notre revue photo, our photo review, is our second installment. And I didn't get to processing all the images that I wanted to process for to post on the Facebook group yet. I did j'avais mentionné, j'avais fait un poll. Attends 2 secondes que je la trouve. Uh, where are my polls? Polls, polls, polls. As a matter of fact, hi Mila, I see you. Wait a minute, I'm just going to get the poll because I believe for the people who have answered the poll, everybody so far is unanimous about making the group public. So I will probably be doing that very early in March. If I can just find the poll. Hold on. Where is the poll? Come on. Yeah. So far, we have 100% of those who answered the poll. And I believe we have, actually, if I click here, yeah, we have already 9 who have all unanimously agreed that we make the group public so that it'd be easier for people to find and participate with the with the different episodes that we're going to be doing over the next few months. Um, I have participated in a couple of photo walks. The one that I just spoke to you about avec André Lefort, also with the photo clubs, Club de Photo Rivière des Prairies and Club de Photo de Mascouche, which I'll be visiting in, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I'll be visiting them in late March. With a conference on how to be talking about how to create or how to go about building a portfolio, a photographic portfolio. And I'm going to also have another photo excursion with le club de photo Roussillon, je pense, pour the Cardiac. So that's going to be interesting. I got tomorrow, je suis en sortie photo à Montréal avec, voyons, la thème, c'est photo de voyage pour Gosselin. Fait que je vais avoir, si je me rappelle bien, 4 ou 5 personnes avec moi demain après-midi. So the excursions are slowly starting up. On est en train de planifier pour le mois d'avril, justement, la fin de semaine des portes ouvertes, the open house for the college in April, which will be the weekend of the 6th and 7th. I'll be giving workshops and conferences at 10:30. All the stores will be participating, and I will be doing a special event at the 10:30. God grace us with beautiful skies for the total eclipse, the solar eclipse, which will be nice. And so it should be very interesting also. So let's go straight over to our group. And I'm going to just share here we go. This should do it. Very good. Just like that. Just like so. And I want to make sure that I have my monitor so that I can see what it looks like on your end, everybody. Don't forget that, yeah, don't forget, si vous avez des questions, if you have any questions, by all means, don't hesitate. You have the chat. J'essaie de garder un œil dessus. Et puis, so here we have a first image, which was submitted by Fab du club Club Photo Rivière des Prairies, which is the beautiful black and white street photography. Again, with Fab, it's hard to know what he's shooting with. I mean, not that it's really all that important, but still, when I see an image, unless he cropped this manually, I would say normally this is probably shot with his phone. But it's a beautiful, beautiful black and white. I love the contrast in here. I love the placing of the subjects. You know, for the sidewalk, these three people over here against the wall, versus the open street over here on the left. The contrasts are really well thought out. Fab, as usual, you know, it's not one of your, I would say, photoshopped, and I hate the word photoshopped, but I would say assembled photos. But and this is what I love about it. It's a beautiful, beautiful black and white shot. Congratulations on that one. And this is justement, ça c'est si je me rappelle bien, c'est le coin de la baie avec le square Victoria, pas la square Victoria, la square Saint-Philippe, or le carré Saint-Philippe. This is St. Philip's Square in Montreal. There's Burger King over here. And on this side over here to our left is the Bay Company. Another beautiful shot here in black and white. Fantastic composition. Here we have a statue of a homeless person on a park bench. And I can't remember exactly where that is, but I'm pretty sure that might be on and in the park on Peel and René Lévesque. Um, again, beautiful shot. It's black and white. It goes to say that black and white, ça fait apparaître vraiment les textures. Je sais qu'il y a certaines personnes qui disent que le noir et blanc, ça donne trop un sentiment triste, but it's a completely other different way of viewing our world of color. And it's been around since the very beginning of film photography. Another beautiful shot there by um, Fab here. He's got a night shot here of, I'm trying to place this church. Is it not Marguerite Bourgeois beside Le Marché Beau Secours? If I'm not mistaken. Um, so here he's presented us here with a color photo, and this next photo is a different exposure on that excuse me, on that church. In between these two, I will say though, I think I prefer this one here, even though the highlights are blown out. And again, I don't know if he used his phone for this or if he used one of his digital cameras. Oh, if I'm looking at all this, it looks like it's mostly his phone because this looks like a 16:9 image. And then here he's got another one of the same church, but in black and white. And you notice that, black and white, you can as much do night photography in black and white. What becomes very, very accented here is the actual lighting. You see so much better the light itself, while the color images, you're slightly distracted from the color casts of viewing the church lit up here, and no matter what, photography is representing the mundane as most interesting as we can. Beautiful shots here from Fab. Melina with her little kitty cat. And it's a beautiful shot. The only thing that I would have to say about this particular shot from Milena would just the eyes are slightly dark. And I don't know if this is a film, because I know that Melina does a lot of film photography now that she's gotten into film photography. But otherwise, she really, really captured look at that beautiful face of her cat here. Fantastic shot, Melina. Also, here just the cutting of her ear here might have been a little bit, if we could have maybe made it a bit more. Let me just see. Can I make this? You guys will tell me if it looks better. Um, just this little snipping here of her ear. Here's a beautiful shot of Ponte Vecchio in Florence, which was also shot. Oh wow, the photograph was taken nearly 20 years ago with a 35mm film camera. But just look at how beautiful the colors come out on this. And it would be nice to know, Milena, if you get a chance to take a look at the negative and we'll see which film you used to shoot this. Was it a Kodak Gold or a Fuji Superia? but this is a beautiful shot. Look at the beautiful reflections in the water. I love the composition. Right up to the point where this slope here joins with the arc of the bridge. Really, really fantastic shot here, Melina. Congratulations. One more comment is would be I'm just wondering, usually when I have a white sky like this, I tend to try to crop more out of the sky to bring more of the foreground in, and maybe you could have caught a little bit more of the um whatchamacallit, the reflections over here, further down in this corner here. But otherwise, it's a beautiful shot, Melina. Congratulations. Here we've got Mark with his Mandarin duck that he went after. Um, I know he had a couple of shots from the Mandarin duck also in January. Um, Here, beautiful colors though. I love the colors. I will. Mark is not going to like me for this though. The shot. Oh, I just noticed. Melina had said for her cat, the cat was it was an action shot of the cat. We'll try to get all the ears next next time around. And they're just comment. I mean, I'm just things to look out for later on. And yeah, the only really comment I have for Mark here is that the focus was down here on his breast rather than his eye. I had noticed it at this zoom. The eye, the focus is in this area here when it should have been more the eye. But other than that, Mark, you did a really good shot here. Composition wise, you could have probably left a little bit more space in the direction that he's looking rather than just centering the duck. Um, when I particularly, quand je vois des photos centrées comme ça, pour moi, ça apporte plus un photo genre instantané. Um, it's completely understandable. And I know we all, well, it's an animal. He was moving and this and that. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with cropping a little bit larger out of, you know, give yourself a little bit more breathing room so that if you have to readjust the crop, you can do it later on. I'm not saying to, try to capture a bird that's like, 1,000 feet away and then crop into it to bring it closer. I'm just saying give yourself a bit more latitude rather than just zooming in on the bird. Maybe a little 20 or 30% more space around it. Then you could have literally, and it's hard to do with Facebook because but tu sais, faire quelque chose un peu plus comme ça serait encore plus fort à la composition, quand même. This was one of this was the photo walk qu'on a fait avec le club photo euh, Rivière-des-Prairies et le club de photo de Mascouche in January. No, this was in February. What am I saying? Um, and there's a beautiful shot. That's, as a matter of fact, ça c'est Fabrizio, who's our friend, Art Pinhole. And we were down in the old Montreal, down around, and this shot here, I believe, was down on Notre Dame, just west of la Basilique Notre Dame. Beautiful shot, Mark. You really nailed the focus on him. The Having that little bit of that little quality of blur really makes him pop. Um, Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic shot here, Mark. Good job. Mark was documenting. Here we are. A couple of the members of the club showing each other their successes on their cameras. Beautiful, beautiful shot here. I'm just wondering if it might have been still a little bit more interesting with that if you would have had this empty space on the other side, seeing that this person it talks to us more, vu qu'il est vraiment tourné vers nous, um, mais quand même, une autre très bonne prise de vue en noir et blanc. Ici, j'étais avec Madame Jolivet. I don't remember what we were discussing, but I know we were we were deep into discussion together while we were walking. Ça l'était quand même, c'était tellement quand même un peu fret, but other than that, it was a really, really nice day. Vraiment. Um, Again, here, I don't know if it might have been a little bit more interesting if you'd have cropped this out and included more space here on the voyons, on the right, sur la droite. Sinon, ça aurait peut-être été mieux encore. C'est de décider. Les sujets sont un peu trop centrés. Pour, Ça serait soit d'enlever la rampe ici, qui est un peu dérangeant, euh, ou l'inclure plus, puis enlever genre cette partie-là, dépendant lequel personne que tu voulais mettre plus en importance. Again, though, beautiful shot. And this one works really well in black and white. Here we got Uncle Bob, we got Manny, and me. Beautiful shot. Again, Mark, I know you like centering stuff, but just try shooting stuff a little bit more asymmetrical. Um, or you could zoom in a bit more if you wanted to, but do something more like this. This here is a little bit more balanced in the sense that you have Uncle and Manny looking at you, and I'm looking to the left. You see what I mean? And rather than just, having, and again, this is a color photo, so, having this, voyons, signalisation ici en rouge, I don't know, it's a little bit distracting. And again, the whole point of this is to shoot it in camera that way, not to have to go in and actually crop and then, kind of do something like this and go, ce que je veux dire, comme ça. It's really, you know, puis dans toutes mes sorties, dans toutes mes cours de groupe, évidemment, pas que je force sur le monde, mais que j'essaie de mettre d'importance dessus, c'est de voir ces façons de cadrer, de cropper your images in camera. Um, and once you got it, you got it. So don't worry about it. What is missing, the whole FOMO thing with me does never worked. Pour ceux qui savent pas c'est quoi FOMO, it's fear of missing out. And here's a beautiful shot of Madame Jolivet. Hey, and we even got our little our member here who's pointing in the direction of where Madame Jolivet is. And again, here I'm wondering though, if you did something a little bit more like this, just to, voilà, à cause de la statue, c'est quelque chose plus comme ça versus, it's just balance your what we call the negative space and your positive space. Be a little bit not balance it, but be a little bit more aware of your negative space and how much negative space you have. Good job, Mark. Nice shot here of Nicholas, my cousin, framing up his shot. Beautiful. This one here is this one's perfect. Fantastic. You got the focus on the camera, which is what he's doing. Fantastic shot. Here, I understand you wanted to get the Place d'Armes, the metro station, but you cut them off at the knees, Mark. You cut them off at the knees. Normally, we try never to crop at the joints, either include his feet or even that. But then again, now you've lost the sign, right? And understand in this image particularly, it's a balance between this element and this element. So all you have to do here is just zoom out a little bit more. And like I said, just trouve, say, à quel point, say, just 10, 20% more space gives you that much more leeway, much more latitude pour l'ajuster par après, s'il faut l'ajuster. Mila with the beautiful cardinal here. Again, this image here is just a little too centered, although you did really well in getting the cardinal in focus compared to the branch that's in front of him. And just what I did here, just that in itself gives that much more punch to the cardinal. Good job, Milena. I love I just and I have a question for you. With this flower, what's abstract? Here you say fleur abstrait, but it's a flower. I don't see any abstract or quality of abstraction here in this photo. It's a beautifully shot, beautifully sharp. I mean, even if we look a little bit closer, you really, really got all the material, of this flower. It's a beautiful shot. I mean, and in black and white, even in floral arrangements, black and white works really, really well. You've got a nice dark background, which makes the flower itself jump out at you. C'est vraiment, vraiment une bonne réussite. Now, Uncle Bob will recognize this corner store here. Um, this one here is one of this was in the day one of Montreal's staple camera stores, along with Lozo, along with Photo Service, Photo Royal, NDG Photo. This store went back to 1930. Um, they were one of the staple and Camtech also. Um, Beautiful shot, fantastic image here, Fabrizio. And it's sad to say that this building is going to be coming down sometime in the near future. Um, and that Simon couldn't stay open. It's too bad they couldn't stay open. It would have, they were here we got Uncle Bob, who's sent us a few photos from a snow day that he spent with his sons and grandkids. Beautiful shot here. See, was this shot with the Nikon F, and you notice how the snow he really exposed the snow, to proper white. Absolutely beautiful shot here. Fantastic. As much as, color snow scenes work really well in black and white. I do wonder, because this number 8 here got cut. Oh, this was shot with the Z6. Nice. If this doesn't make a little bit, just that in itself makes it a little bit more interesting than I'm just see. There's a beautiful shot of the mascot with the fam with the public relating to the public here. Beautiful shot, beautiful emotion here. Um, you can see the smiles on their faces. Beautiful shot here. The colors are fantastic. Just enough, slightly, shutter speed, just enough that some of the snowflakes in that are um, in the foreground here are so we see a little bit of motion. Not that everything has to be frozen. Tu sais, en photographie, je sais que tu sais, on essaie de tout avoir parfaitement figé puis parfaitement net, mais tu sais, ici, là, d'avoir toute la qualité de la neige qui tombe un peu en mouvement, ça le fait plus intéressant d'avoir, I don't know, tiré ça à un millième de seconde ou un deux millième de seconde juste pour avoir figé la neige. Beautiful shot here. Um, it was a pretty snowy day that day. Was this in Repentigny, T? Beautiful shot though. Having just this little bit of arbus or haie here, and in the corner here shows how far these people here were while they were loading their car. So you have more profondeur, much more depth of field here. Very nice. I love the quality of, the gray sky to the um I would say the trees at infinity. On voit vraiment, tu sais, des tiers, we can see the layers of depth in this image here. Beautiful shot. Man, magnificent shot. Il neigeait. Wow. Again, another beautiful shot here. Beautiful shot here of your grandson. Fantastic shot here. I love it. Look at those eyes. And notice the eyes sont tellement. Puis c'est vraiment, tu sais, les yeux bleus comme ça, là, avec un fond bleu du tube. Ça marche très bien. Ça marche tellement. Même garde le rosé dans ses joues. C'est vraiment, 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 vraiment belle photo, celui-là. Nice, nice portrait here. So they were tubing on a mountain here. Saint Jean Mata. There, that's it. That's Saint Jean Mata. And it's a big park. It's a big park. I was looking through the shots earlier this afternoon. Puis c'est un grand pente de inner tube. There's my cousin with his niece. Beautiful shot. I mean, come on. That's fantastic. Look at the colors, everything. It's really fantastic shots. See if we can, I don't know, if we do something like this. Like let's see here. I mean, evidently I'm limited to the window here in Facebook, but that's pretty nice. That's pretty good. Just to remove this person back here. And see, t'as pas besoin de retoucher en tant que tel. T'sais, évidemment, à moins qu'il y ait un défaut dans la photo, il y a une tache, voyons, une poussière ou quelque chose comme ça, un bouton qui ne devrait pas être là. Euh, T'as pas besoin de retoucher pour, tu sais, enlever la personne. T'as juste besoin, juste un petit crop un peu plus serré, puis ça donne exactement la même chose. Tu vois, it just makes that much more less distracting. Beautiful shot though. Fantastic shot. And I completely understand these are not my images. I'm not commenting them on what, but it's just different ways of seeing things. Sometimes we don't even see um certain elements that are dérangeants. Um, I always try to keep my images as realistic as I saw them, as they were. Comme je te dis, évidemment, c'est sûr et certain que euh, si je sais qu'il y a quelque chose qui ne devrait pas être là, que ça soit, euh, oh, I don't know, un poussière sur mon capteur, a dust particle on my sensor, um, at that point, I will retouch it. Um, but most of the time, I'll just recrop it slightly, and evidently when I do shoot, um, I always give myself a little bit of latitude so that I can recrop it later on better than what I had in the camera. In the camera, I'm thinking of trying to capture the most information possible that I would need to uh, finalize the photo. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful shot here. Just look at the detail in the foreground all the way straight down to the background. See, was this shot with your 2470? This is a fantastic shot. The way that you use the trees really to frame the background here where the forest is, really, really, real perfect example here of using the foreground to frame that background. Here, so this is what I was telling you about the hill. Um, these are all, if I'm not mistaken, these are everybody being pulled up the mountain, and Uncle Ken confirmed that. But this is what I was talking about before. This shot here, look at the icicles, how well the focus is on these icicles. That is really fantastic. Look at that. That is beautiful. And then the background is just, it's there, but it's not taking away from the foreground where the real detail is. Some more nature, pine trees, these epinettes. Beautiful shot here. Again, foreground, background, all sharp. That was one snowy day. Beautiful. And you see here, Uncle kept the white of the snow, but also kept the detail in dans les traces d'après moi, c'est soit des traces de skidoo ou ski. Peut-être, non, ça serait plutôt des skis, des skidoo. But you see, that's the thing too, is it takes you to distinguish how white you need the snow to be without losing too much detail in your snow scene. And snow scenes are hard. They are difficult to shoot. I know they are. But with practice, avec la pratique, c'est à toi à décider à quel point que tu as besoin de reproduire le blanc. Parce que même si tu regardes ici, là, les hautes lumières, OK, so, évidemment, les hautes lumières sont ici, sont là. But cette partie-là, là, c'est les blancs. Puis tu as encore de détails, tu as encore de structure ici dans les traces de que ça soit un skidoo euh, ou un motoneige. Vraiment bien réussi. And even, the darker, mid-dark, slightly darker, right down to lighter. This is stuff that comes with practice, people. Evidently, his uncle's been doing it a lot longer than I have, and he, I mean, the super glissade, beautiful shot. Look at all the motion, the movement in here. This makes for a very dynamic image. Just out of curiosity. No, I think this is the best one of the best. It's just this gate here, but other than that, it's a beautiful shot. And you see here how you don't have to be, it makes for a very anonymous photograph. A lot of times we shoot people and a lot of us get a little bit not embarrassed, but a little shy, gêné. But it's not who's here. It's the motion, it's the movement. That's what makes this image. Here we have two people that have finished their descent. Very nice. And you still see, il y a encore de détails, il y a encore de texture, de structure dans la pente. C'est pas juste une pente blanc. So, when we say you have to overexpose on snowy, um, with snowy scenes like this, you do to a point just to open up that 18% gray to bring it back to white. Not pure white necessarily, have some pure white because like over here, but still have just enough information in those whites that you can still keep a bit of that information. This was when we did the sortie with RDP puis Mascouche. Beautiful shot. You can see the exchange over here between Fabrizio, and I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but it's a beautiful shot here. Fantastic shot. And foreground. Look at how the foreground separates from the two in conversation here. Beautiful shot here. There's my cousin. All right. He's going to be a real good photographer, him. Beautiful shot. This here was in Old Montreal, dans le Vieux-Port. Pas dans le Vieux, ouais, mais dans le Vieux-Port, dans le Vieux-Montréal, je veux dire. Encore une très bonne shot. Puis, tu sais, comment est-ce que, notice here we do have this lamp post over here, but it falls in the same tones as this entrance to the Palais de Justice over here. Ça marche très bien, très, très bien pour cette photo-là aussi. Evidently, Madame Jolivet and everybody, these two people here are looking in this particular direction. Madame Jolivet to Fab and this gentleman looking up. So, that's why our, our subjects here are slightly off-centered to the right. There's Mark, my buddy. Huh? Good shot. Great shot here. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes, how sharp they are. Fantastic. This was shot with the ZF. Beautiful shot here. See how Mark is looking at us. His shoulders are turned to our left. Therefore, Uncle left more negative space on the left side of the image. being that it's also uniform plays very well as a negative space ici. There's me. Blabbermouth that I am. Wow, man, look at that smile. Huh? Look at that. Yeah, beautiful shot there of me. And I can't remember, I cannot remember the name. Beautiful shot. I just jump out of this image. Fantastic shot. And black and white. Surtout quand on fait la photo de rue, souvent, le noir et blanc. Um, See, with Uncle, he said it here, with digital, you must underexpose because what you're shooting here is positive. It's not negative. So, and this is something too, since I started getting back into the chemical process of photography, film photography. Um, there are two qualities of photography in film photography. You have what we call the negative, and Bertrand, thank you. See, um, you have the negative film and you have the positive film. Evidently, the advantage of a positive film is that it's only one exposure. It's the exposure through the lens of the camera to the film. So there's no, how would I say, there's no processing afterwards other than developing the film itself. While negative film photography, you're exposing a negative image to the film through the camera and the lens, but then you're taking that negative image and you're putting it in an enlarger and you're actually projecting it through the enlarger's lens onto the paper. And a lot of times the lenses from the enlargers to the lenses that we use normally in the cameras don't match up. Um, you have multiple fixed focal length lenses for enlargers, um, but the base setup or the basic setup in a darkroom and of the enlargers that I have, um, I'm pretty sure all of my lenses are 50 millimeter lenses. Um, so there was always it was a two-step process with negative film photography rather than the single process of exposing the slide film, le diapo, as we do already in digital, right? So we have to think, because there's no other process, um, development process through the enlarger where we're exposing a sheet of paper that is the actual positive. There's little correction that we can gain. So we need to capture as much information as we can through underexposing the image. Now, the thing is that if you're going to shoot instantly a scene in evidently in the winter, you need to underexpose, but you need to know the limit where you're still retaining information in that snow to give it that missing information you would normally have at zero on your light meter. Because the light meter, if you're setting your light meter to zero and the scene is anything beyond 60% white, well, normally what it would do is that it would underexpose because it's looking for that 18, so it's going to turn the snow into the 18% gray, which is too dark, way too dark. You need to find that balance between having that white snow and still be able to retain that detail in the snow where you can see footprints, paw prints, uh, you know, skidoo tracks. I mean, photography has always been much more than just pressing a button. This is a beautiful shot here. Notice how Madame Jolivet and I'm so bad with names today, but you'll notice that they're in focus. And the choice of depth of field here was to keep them in focus, to bring them out of the image. And evidently, they're both looking in our general direction too. So those are the two elements that are the most important in this image. Here's Nick taking a great. And as a matter of fact, you'll notice that there's just enough over here to stop our eye from escaping behind Nick. That in itself, this detail here and this detail here in the wall literally keeps our eye down the sidewalk and literally makes Nick pop. Beautiful shot here. Me with my Highmatic. I'm so bad. I still have to post my frugal film project. This was wait a minute. That was when was this was oh, this might be my February film. I still haven't I processed my that's right. I still have to post my January shot, but here beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shot. Eyes in focus. Look at that. Nice shot. It's that Nikon F is really that ZF is really nice. See, when you shot these, did you shoot them in black and white in the camera or did you convert them to black and white later? For myself, I always shoot black and white. Well, not always, but I'd say easy 70% of the time my camera's in black and white. But my I shoot in RAW, so I always retreat my black and whites using my Nick collection Silver Effects. As a matter of fact, je vais visiter le club d'Aremac mercredi. Je vais faire une conférence sur le post-traitement noir et blanc avec Silver Effects de Nick Collection de DxO. Beautiful shot here too. Look at all of the, Nick's taking the bench over here. Mark and Bertrand are looking up. Here, I believe they were shooting le dessus de la Banque de Montréal, BMO. Beautiful shot here. There's Mark cradling his 7200 on his 5D. Absolutely. Sorry, Uncle just commented. I love that three were looking north and Nick was looking south, which is exactly. Nick was looking south here, and actually Mark, Robert, Madame Jolivet, and I think behind is Bertrand. They're all looking north. Yeah, fantastic shot. Beautiful shot here, Mark. I believe this was when we took our little break in that where were we? Went into it was a bank, I think. Didn't we go into the Royal Bank, I think? Honestly, this shot would not have looked any better in color. This came out just perfect. We just get in a little closer. You see the contrast, you see the detail, the sharpness. Really fantastic shot. And Madame Jolivet. And here we've got a selective color treatment. So the door here was kept in brass, and Uncle made the rest of the photo black and white. Beautiful shot. Look at that smile. Fantastic. Beautiful shot here, Madame Jolivet. This was towards the end. We'd stopped for some coffee. I'm shooting here. I'm shooting my Minolta 7S. Beautiful shot here. Look at that. There's my Uncle Bob. Yeah, yeah. He's got my Nikon F3. This is with the waist level viewfinder. Beautiful. Look at that. I shot this one with the ZF. That's it. It's amazing. Look at that detail in the eyes. Look at that. And it's not much. It's not more than a 24 megapixel camera. Honnêtement, là, how much resolution do we truly need? Au pire, là, cette photo-là, là, en temps de même not that I would make it 24 by 36, but I guarantee you the 24 by 36 that would be fantastic. Moi là, quand je parle de l'agrandissement, normalement ici, au gros max, je vais chercher un 10-15, un 12-18. Tu sais. Um, Maintenant, j'ai hâte à voir qu'est-ce que ça va donner avec l'agrandisseur de 4x5 pour mes pellicules de 4x5. Um, but I mean, look at that. That's a beautiful shot. Yeah, c'est ça. That's with the ZF. This is with the ZF. Look at that. Yeah. See, my good profile is always on my left side. My right eye is the more dominant eye. So when it comes to portrait, um, what we prefer doing is having the subject here. I'm face to face, so I'm perpendicular to Uncle's camera, and you can see that my right eye is much bigger than my left eye. So normally what we would do is we would have the model, and this is not in this particular case, but in a studio situation, we'd have the model slightly look to the right and focus on that left eye, and the depth of field will make shrink the right eye, so the eyes now become even, and that's what we call the good side. Beautiful shot here, T. Beautiful street photography. Look at that reflection in the back window. Reading our phone, waiting for the valet to bring around the car. Beautiful shot here. Again with the window dressings. You've got us here in the background. This was a Christmas shop on Notre Dame, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful shot. Look at that. The depth of field still too. That's one thing I noticed on you really do like shooting Henri Cartier-Bresson in that your depth of field is almost complete. It's beautiful. Here you've got the reflection too. Absolutely. So you've got Madame Jolivet, which we hardly see here. And from his perspective, look at that. We're almost face to face with Madame Jolivet. Beautiful shot. And reflections are a lot of fun because depending on whether you have, see here it plays on the fact that this building creates that dark zone here in the reflection of the window. Because when you look here, you don't get as much of this person here. You really get, just in this little strip here, you're getting this building, you're getting Madame Jolivet. Actually, that's Mark right here. And you can see Mark right there. Reflections are so much fun to shoot when you're in a downtown area. Police cruiser crossing Here you have a pedestrian. Beautiful shot here. You can see the motion that, the pedestrian is literally moving shapes. Beautiful set of shapes over here. Fantastic. La thème pour la thème pour la sortie pour Rivière-des-Prairies puis Mascouche, c'était les gargouilles. So we were looking for on the walls of the buildings, we were looking for the gargoyles, and Montreal is filled with them, especially the old port. Very nice shot here. Again, reflections using elements to not crop. What am I saying? Using the I wouldn't say the columns, but the brown facades to really uh crop the reflection in the window. I'm wondering if this might have been a little bit better here. But it comes down to taste and what what each of us likes. Don't forget, photography is subjective. Photography is what you saw, how you saw it. There are different ways of seeing things. We all see things differently. A beautiful corner entrance to a building here. This shot works superbly vertically in that you have all these vertical columns here along the building. You have the doorway. Really nice. Really, really, really thought out. Elements again. You have got the rounded corner of the building here versus the juxtaposition of the angled edge over here. And notice how, the the angle of the building, the way Uncle cropped this image is in the direction is also in the slant of the arrow that you have over here of the one way. Fantastic, fantastic shot. You know, photographing the mundane and making it interesting. How many thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people walk by these buildings? How you see things is what makes the image. All these beautiful shapes, how you balance them in your um, framing of your image. Just the fact that Uncle left in this vent here adds a certain dynamic to the image also. The flag, the direction that the flag is blowing, it all follows and it all leads to down the street, which we don't even see the street, but down to this space over here, right? With all the years that I've been giving classes, a lot of times most novices don't, don't see these kinds of images. Just look at how the circular bicycle rack over here plays with the line of the stage here. It's really, you know, this makes for a beautiful shot. This is a shot that I would use on a wall. Um, it's not necessarily documenting any particular part of the day. It just elements that impressed Uncle Bob, and this is the one that, how he saw it, how he, Beautiful shot again. You know, oh, this is look at this in shadow. Again, you know, it's seeing shapes, it's seeing light, it's seeing, you know, even the most mundane shadowed side of the street. You've got a couple of people here walking. Did we not pass this one already? Here we go. Royal Bank. Not the Royal Bank. What am I saying? This is La Banque de Montréal. Again with the statues in the apex of the roof. Notice how the bench brings us to where? These two elements right here. The eye has a place to travel. You have the three flags, Canada, Quebec, and I believe that's the wait a minute, I'm trying to think now. Is this I believe this is part of the basilica. Again, reflections. We have Manny right here in this part of the you got me in this reflection over here. I believe this is either Fab or Madame, or maybe it's Madame Jolivet. All in the reflection of this window. You know, use specifically also when you or especially when you go to when you go to sorry quand vous voyagez, regarde, just prends quelques secondes, take a couple of seconds and look and see what you see in the reflections. A lot of the time, those reflections can bring out a totally different aspect of where you are. And evidently, if you have trouble with the reflections, underexpose slightly more than usual, and it'll bring out more contrast in those reflections. You know, I know that, you know, even we as teachers teach to use polarizers to remove the reflections, but in this particular case, we're not trying to look through the window, we're trying to look behind us. That's what we're trying to do. There we go. There's a shot C was talking about when we were there. The guy walking his dog inside in front of the Love Motel. Fantastic. Fantastic shot here. Look at that. There's Fab. I think he was reading the plaque. Beautiful shot here. Really, the focus is here on the statue, and Fab is just out of focus, enough out of focus that unless you know who he is, you know, he's slightly unidentifiable. There we go. Takamichicha Chichimatoka. It's okay. Only the Italians don't understand that one. We see just one thing real quick. Hold on, go back to that. Okay, no. More reflections. Oh yeah, we got buzzed by the fire engines. I don't know where they were going. Mais les sirènes, everything. They sped right. They came right up to us and they turned left straight in front of us. So here you got everybody trying to capture them as they're coming down the street. And you'll notice too that in this particular shot, C wasn't really looking to freeze totally because you can see here as the truck was coming around and he was slowing down. Hold on. You'll notice that the front end of the truck over here, this is not a depth of field blur. This is the motion. The truck was moving faster than the shutter speed, or I should say, this front of the truck, his displacement was enough that we see the motion of the truck in the front. But if you look here, he's actually sharp and he's frozen. And if you look here, our photographers are all sharp. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Oh, this was the interior of the Royal Bank building. One of the first banks besides BMO. Um, I think it was it in the 30s or the 40s, this particular bank? But just look at all the different shapes, the arches, the lines. The railing here literally brings us up, and this one brings us down into this area here. As much as all of this brings us up to this ceiling. Beautiful. Look at that with the chandeliers. Another beautiful black and white here, people crossing, waiting for the lights to change. And we got a barista over here. Ever self-portrait. There you go. And you'll notice that see, he's not even putting the camera to his eye. And you got me and everybody else outside over here. This is beautiful. This is a really, really, really nice, a real special composition. Fantastic. This comes from a shot that I grew up with on Uncle's wall, that every single time I pass by a fire hydrant, whether it's a standing hydrant or if it's a wall mounted hydrant like this, um, it's always something that's stuck in my mind. He put his sunglasses on, and every time I see one, I have to shoot it. And see, did this one here, I put my glasses. These are my glasses I put on, and he shot it. Fantastic, though. Regarde comment est-ce que le flou qui est ici, avec les briques, nous emmène réellement vers l'arbre de Noël. And Uncle really just lowered himself just enough so that the tree covers as much as possible that container in the back. The movement here that brings us to the tree stump, to the fallen tree is really is beautiful. And passerelle, ça fait voyager l'œil vers jusque le fond du I wouldn't call it a tunnel. It's more of a kind of like an alley. It's a catwalk. Beautiful shot here. Statue of Madonna. And notice also how, the uncle leveled out as much as possible because evidently you have to adjust to how you are positioned with your main subject. But the arches literally frame la Madonna. Here again with playing with shapes, squares, rectangles, lines, triangles, inverted triangles. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized these are Nick's shots. Good job, Nick. So sorry. Hold on. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is Uncle Bob, and here we're at Nick's. Nick, I mean, fantastic use of elements, of shapes and form. Beautiful street shot right here. Again from Nick. Beautiful shot here with the tree. Some texture. Le béton. Beautiful shots. Fire hydrant. There we go. Somebody in the middle of the street. Who knows why? Light. Look at that. Nice, beautiful light post here. Signage. Here, Nick, I wonder though if it might have been a little bit more, if we'd have brought it a little bit more to the right and captured a bit more of the building to just, I don't know, cut down on all the sky here. That might have worked a little bit differently. Exposure is beautiful here. Because of the sky, you don't want to underexpose too much then because you're going to lose too much information here and in here. And evidently you don't want to be too overexposed where you completely blow out your sky. And is that it? Yeah, that's that. There we go. And there we go. And there you go, my fine friends, my lovelies. We have another photo review from the past month's worth of photos. I apologize that I haven't been able to put in mine. Let me just come back to, here we go. Looks like you're done talking. So I don't know what that was. So yeah, thank you everybody for participating and for uploading your images. I will have some of my own to upload between now and next week. I got carried away. I'm in the process of making my calendar for the month of May already. And I got to get that done in the next day or so. Plus, I still have a load of film I have to develop and scan. So I'll be having a lot of film stuff to be showing up very soon. Um, in the process, if you guys have questions, si vous avez des questions, you guys can always reach me at what is it? It's photo questions, plural, at andrew-james.ca. You can also reach, well, you guys know you can reach me on Instagram, andrew.james.photography, and evidently at Matrim. Facebook, like I said, so far for everybody who has replied, hold on a sec. We'll put that screen back up. Just a sec. It should be, no, it should be this one. Yeah, it should be this one. Share. So if we look at the, where is it? Oh, and Mark, thank you very much. I did listen to this video you sent us to the group. It is a very interesting discourse on when we started asking people in our portraits to smile. And I'll be honest with you, now that I'm not doing as much commercial photography, and it's funny that you posted this when you did, because when Andre shot my portrait with his 8x10 view camera, he specifically asked me not to smile. He wanted it to be as serious, not serious, but a natural portrait, not one with my big teeth, my Cheshire, as I like to call it, my Cheshire smile. So it was interesting, specifically when I saw this this morning. It brought me back to that. I just want to go back to really quickly. Where is our the poll? So here's the poll that we had that I put up. Was it at the beginning of the month? I let it go for the rest of the month, and seeing that most people so far, I'll let it go for another week. But right now it's at 100% agreed that we open up the group to the public so that more people can join. Because I have been getting a lot of requests, if you know that they are not requests, but comments that people haven't been able to find because evidently they have to be invited to the group. And anybody you know who might be interested in the group or with the group, please by all means invite them. And they have one or two questions to answer, and that's not nothing. C'est rien compliqué, rien. It's just informative questions, and yeah, it just I think it'd be nice to have a little bit of new blood, just to kind of get a role. And I would like to do maybe in April, or maybe I'll set it in April. But I should put up another poll if anybody's interested. If anybody here is interested in doing a photo walk, we could do a photo walk for the group, either somewhere in Montreal, downtown, or in one of the boroughs like Little Italy, Little Portugal, Park X. We can put up a couple of if send me some ideas of a photo walk that you guys would like to do that you'd be interested in doing, and I'm always game. So with that, everybody, I would like to wish you all a wonderful weekend. I hope that tomorrow's not going to be too cold, especially with my photo walk, or I should say my photo outing for Gosselin tomorrow for a photo voyage. In the meantime, everybody, whether it's film, whether it's digital, just keep shooting. Alrighty? Take care, all. Have a wonderful weekend. Bonne fin de semaine à tous.